Good morning, folks. So we have a fine, foggy day. Can't even see the river bottoms. Anyways, today we are got a couple things going on. BJ's hoping to get back strip tilling. Still a little tacky. There's a little bit of frost on the ground and a lot of fog, so he probably won't be able to get started till noon or so without dragging up. Jim is going to be hauling soybeans. I'm going to be driving around in the Roxor, finishing up or starting to make some new field boundaries. So kind of piggybacking on what we were doing yesterday, that's going to really help us with some data management, and some of our boundaries have gotten a little crazy and we need to shore those up a little bit. So we're going to hop in the Roxor and do some mapping. Turns out it is a little bit too wet to strip till today, I think, so we'll have to wait for tomorrow to do that, but we can do some mapping, get ahead of BJ, and then I'm going to do some spreading.
Good morning. So yesterday, the guys from Ag Leader and Precision Agri Services were here doing some updates and some installs of some new technology with our Ag Leader system. We're going to take that out and experiment today and make sure everything's good and works, and take you guys along for the ride. I did try it yesterday without an implement behind the tractor. It seems pretty cool. So I think the end goal here is to make me do as little work as possible so that my belly hangs over the steering wheel and I sleep most of the day. I think that's what they're trying to do. It's pass by pass. I actually forget let's see, what do they call it? Yeah, automatic steering could cause death. That's what that says. This guy right here. Turn path. So yeah, that makes it so that the tractor steers itself even through the turns, like when I get to the end of the road and turn around. So we'll check that out today, and I was hoping to get started pretty early this morning, but if you look down through there's a lot of fog down where I need to go to work. So I'm going to go get fueled up. We're going to load some fertilizer and maybe do some trivial tasks for a couple hours, let the fog burn off, and get to work.
Down here mapping fields. I've already mapped a couple, but I figured I'd show you guys exactly what we're doing. So I'm pulling into a field. I'll just start it all over. I'm going into my guidance patterns, clicking new pattern, changing this to identical curve, selecting A. Now everywhere I'm driving, we will be recording a line until I select B. And then we will have a guidance path however many feet over your implement is for the next round. This way Dad and BJ can use these points, or BJ and whoever plants corn, me, Dad, BJ, whoever's in the corn planting tractor, and they can have the same line. Now for strip tilling, that's pretty critical. You want your planter to be planting on the strips. Using RTK, we should be fairly accurate. It's not going to be perfect. I don't care what anyone says. No guidance is perfect, but with RTK, that's just about as accurate as we can get it. And by doing this, we're just ensuring even more accuracy. So I'm doing that. I'm also creating a new boundary. Now, why are we creating new boundaries? Well, we use something called boundary control. Now, what that is, we will drive around this field and create the edge of the field. In that monitor, it will then know that that is the edge of the field. In the monitor, we can also set an inner boundary for the headlands. So we use 120-foot headlands. That's the end rows. That's how many times we go around the field creating our end rows. It's 120 foot wide. We can set that, and then I can plant the middle of the field first, and the planter will automatically shut off when it crosses into that 120 feet. Well, it has to know the outside edge of that 120 feet to do that. That's one of the reasons why we do boundary. Also, as soon as we pull into this field, it automatically pops up on our monitor what field we're in, which is kind of nice. Not a big deal, but kind of nice. Anyways, now we're going to get started. We just drive. I got it set to record where the edge of my wheel is as the field edge. So some of these some of these roads have got a little wide. We're going to scoot them over a little bit and try to farm as much as we can. This is a grass road, so we do leave that. Every now and then we drive semis on there, and then use it to get around sometimes during the growing season. So that's why we're not planted all the way over to the road or to the tree line, but yeah, we're going to scoot it over a little bit.
Hey guys, so it turns out it's going to be too wet today for me to run the Raptor. Now I'll be able to show you guys the cool stuff that we had installed through Ag Leader. I'll have to maybe try that again tomorrow if it doesn't rain this evening. And they're calling for a tenth or two late tonight, early in the morning. Actually kind of hoping that misses us, so you don't hear me say that very often, but if that misses us, we'll be able to get out and get some acres covered tomorrow afternoon. Brian and I have a meeting in the morning we've got to go to, and then hopefully we're not too awful long there and we can get some work done. But it's too wet for me to be in the field, but way down there is Brian driving around in a Roxor, and what he's doing, he's not out scouting deer or turkey or anything like that, or mushroom hunting. He's actually cleaning up some field boundaries and remarking some of these fields, establishing new AB lines. It seems like over time that stuff kind of tends to get a little sloppy in our monitor, and just trying to clean things up. Yeah. Nice clear day, and yeah, there's worse things to be doing today.
Afternoon, this is the next day. I think BJ is rolling in the strip to a bar. Him and I, we just got back from a fertilizer application license certification. Yeah, something. Basically, we are licensed to safely apply fertilizer now. So, maybe wondering what were you doing before that? So, one operation needs a license. Dad's had his, so we decided we should probably get ours too. So, now we're licensed. Anyways, we are doing some more mapping, and then I'm going to spread some potash while BJ's strip tilling.
All right, guys, so it's the next day, and we are running. It is dry enough. The machine's doing pretty well. Going through a zone where we're putting out 80 pounds to the acre. You can see we're pulling out our front hopper or our Raven. Back hopper is turned off. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. To the left there on this monitor, you should see something new though for Ag Leader. It's called Turn Path, and let's do a full screen here. Basically, when I get down to the end of the row, I'll get an audible tone that'll tell me I'm 100 feet away to indicate that I need to be ready to pick up on my implement. But when it turns, it's going to take me one pass to my right. I can change that to 2 passes to my right if I need to, 3 passes, 10 passes, whatever I need to do. And this is our first pass with Turn Pass activated, so we're going to find out together what happens down here at the end of the row. Hopefully it's a smooth ride. They do recommend max speed of 5 miles an hour when you're activating Turn Path through the turns. So I will use my decelerator pedal right here to slow the machine down a little bit. So this over here has already been done the other day. You can see I don't have any coverage on the map there. Lost my event somehow. We did some cleanup on the monitors, and I'm thinking the event got deleted out of the monitor. No big deal. I can visibly see where I've been. That is one of the nice things about the strip till bar. You know when you've done work in that area. You don't need a monitor to tell you so. We are approaching the end of the line here. You see the blue line here? That is the inside headland boundary. That is 120 feet from the edge of the field. Hopefully, because there is an electric pole right there. So if I drop the camera suddenly, unexpectedly, because I'm afraid I'm going to hit an electric pole. Turn Path is supposed to keep me 5 feet, my implement 5 feet inside the boundary line. So that electric pole should not be in play. There is a guideline though. That might hopefully not be. Oh boy, this could be interesting. There's an audible alarm. We're actually 50 feet off the headland. Go ahead and pick up, and the machine should start turning, hopefully. There's a wheat field there, it's not ours. Don't go in there. Okay, we're not jackknifing. We're not going to hit an electric pole. By golly. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, I'm going to put the camera down and take a nap now. See you tomorrow.
That doesn't go there. It would appear that someone lost something.
Alright, so for you guys that think running the strip till bar is a safe and easy job, and I never get out of the cab of this tractor, got a little bloodshed. It was in my glove, so I didn't even know I was bleeding. But long story short, plugged up the vac fan with dust. We're in a wheat field, and chaff got up there. As a result, sections of row 1 and row 16, the farthest travel, plugged up. Thought I had it cleared, took off again, plugged it up worse. Started pulling hoses off and banged my finger off the machine while I was in the glove, and didn't even realize I was bleeding until I got back to cab. So tip your stripper as well this Friday.
I figured we're right here by the strip till bar. I wanted to see it run in person. He's moving along. He's probably done 50 acres this afternoon since we got back. It looks like he's running about 8 miles an hour, so covered some acres. That's good. This year, only strip tilling Mez 10. We are able to cover a lot more ground. That's why I spread potash on this field, just to keep him rolling. So after talking with BJ, I'm going to fill his tender, take him some fertilizer here in a little bit. And then today's Good Friday, so I don't know if we're going to spread or not. I think we have some plans, but we're going to keep that stripper going as long as we possibly can. We're going to let the JCB warm up while we are waiting on the air to build up in that thing. Speaking of JCB, I'm 90% sure we just sold our skid steer today. So we are, I don't know, I'm fairly sure we're going to end up with a JCB skid steer. I don't know. Dad really likes the JCB. Me? I don't know. I like a couple different ones. I like the JCB. I know some people dislike Kubotas, but the Kubota I've ran, I've thought it was fine. Takahachis, I like the idea of them. I've never ran one. I'd like to run one. The new Cat seemed pretty cool. And the John Deere we ran seemed pretty cool. So, I don't know. Disregard our truck here. The previous owner had different tastes than us, and it's a wrap, and underneath of it it's kind of not painted, so it's still on there. After several years of using a Raptor, BJ recently discovered that they even come with a little shovel to push fertilizer around. He'd been carrying around
They have the whole time.
Yeah, he'd been carrying around a garden hoe this whole time. Nice stainless steel push rake. Now he knows. Bubby's going to try to finish all this tonight. And that'll put us at about 225 total stripped acres so far. He's going substantially faster than last year, only applying one product, and we're also going a little shallower than we have in the past. We're going 5 inches instead of 7. This was recommended by our agronomist, so getting a little bit more done, but we just haven't been able to be in the field as much as we was hoping to be. Weather, for the most part, has been the main reason why. So it's supposed to rain tonight and then rain quite a bit, so this might be all we get done for a few days. Depends on how much it rains, I guess. So, yeah, he's when he's moving, he's covering some ground. I think he's doing about 30 acres an hour, which is handy. So this will also be the first time that my new boundaries have been tested and my new steering lines. So hopefully I got all that set up, and well, he won't even have to really touch the steering wheel going around this field hardly. Now he is using Ag Leader's new auto turn on the ends. I haven't got to play around with that much yet, but BJ's talking like it's pretty slick, so I'm kind of looking forward to trying that in the corn planter.
Evening. Stripping at night here in a little bit. The sun's going down back there. But right now what I'm doing, if you notice, I'm not in the dirt. Just cruising around the field here. Brian was remapping and relining some fields, and actually I know what happened. He forgot to hit record on his boundary. He did an end-row pass, but he did not do record a boundary. So I've locked on to his end-row pass and set my offset 20 feet over. And this is not really ideal to do this in the tractor with an implement, but it is what it is. It's not going to be perfect, but it will at least allow us to use headland control for the planter, for the shutoffs for this thing, and our turn path and all that good stuff. So, not a huge deal. Take a few minutes out of the day here and get this boundary set. Alright, so we're finishing up this evening. Last 30 acres to go here, and this is ground that the Salford was run over last winter. Wheat stubble. We turned over with the Salford, tried to smooth this field up a little bit. It's actually not too bad. It's smoother than it was, I think. But we are making one heck of a dust cloud. On my monitor here, I've got my turn path now set up to do skip passes. So what that means is it's making my turn arc a little bit wider. That way I wasn't too happy. I was turning pretty close to my implement, so I wanted to not do that. You can change a few things to do that, but skip pass is the easiest thing to do. So you see here, it's going to go over to the left two passes at the end of the row when we turn, and that will leave an uncovered swath over there. I don't know if you can see through the dust. Turn around, we'll show you here. See the blue line up there is the end of my row. Get an audible alarm at about 60 feet, 100 feet till I turn. There's the alarm. Pick up my implement. And now you can see we're going to turn, or we're going to skip 40 feet, which is 16 yards. And off we go. Alright, so if you look at the full screen, you can see those passes over there are not covered. I don't know if you can see the red line on the screen there. That means when we get to the end of this row, we're going to swing around and come back and get that pass taken care of. So jump ahead a couple passes and you go back and you fill in what you missed. It just gives you a wider turn arc for your implement. All right, to 11 o'clock on Good Friday. 225 acres done. Everybody have a happy Easter.